This seaweed is actually a type of algae, and it's also edible. It's called Neptune's pearls or Neptune's necklace. Doesn't taste like much, kind of rubbery. Kind of a bit like a pickle, like a semi-flavorless pickle. It tastes better if you cook it or fry it, but it's got salt water in it and it's hollow, so you need to pierce it so you get the water out so it doesn't explode. But it's not bad, and it just grows everywhere. It's one of the main seaweeds that grows in rock pools and around the coast in Australia. Now this rock pool, this is sea lettuce. And it's another edible seaweed. Again, it doesn't taste like much. I mean, it's in salt water, so it's salty, but it's good bait for blackfish. Kind of tastes a bit more like a traditional sort of seaweed. You taste like the Japanese sushi seaweed, a little bit. It's pretty bland. It's not bad. It's good for sunburn like aloe vera. You can also rub it on any insect bites and it'll help soothe them and stop the itching. So you can eat the leaves, you can eat the flowers, you know, good for sunburn, insect bites, but also it produces a fruit, which is one of the tastiest bush foods. So this is actually the fruit, and this one is a bit past prime. It's just been out here in the sun. I wanted to do this earlier when there was actually a ton of them, but it was too windy. So anyway, you peel this back, and this is actually the fruit. It still looks good to me, so I'll give it a try. It still tastes fine. It's kind of like a salty kiwi fruit with a hint of like a strawberry flavour. But when they're actually properly ripe and not dried out from the sun, they're quite a bit bigger, and you could look at this pig face everywhere around here. You could probably gather about a kilo of it within an hour. So really a great source of food, pig face. And it's really quite a pretty plant. So you can see actually, so there's a flower. These are flowers that have opened up. And then after the flower gets pollinated, this is in the process of becoming a fruit. You can see the flowers dying, and it's starting to close up around it. It's becoming that same shape as the berry. So yeah, that's after the flower's formed and it's been pollinated, it turns into this sort of thing. And these green little things on top, they're like bunny ears, they'll go pink as well, but this should be ripe anyway. So you just squeeze it and it pops out. This tree here is coastal banksia. So you probably know banksia, there's lots of different sorts, people have it in their gardens. Anyway, it gets these big flowers. These are obviously dead and it's seeding, but when the flowers are fresh, in the mornings you can actually get nectar and put it with water and make like a sort of a sweet tea, and Aboriginal people would actually ferment it into alcohol. Quite a good source of sugar. Here you have a lot of coastal banksia, and right next to it, in here, this is called spiny-headed matrush. This is also edible, and it grows throughout the bush in Australia, not just the coast. What you do is you pull out the central leaves, and the first part of the stem, the bit that's white and soft, you can eat. And it tastes exactly like raw fresh peas. Quite nice. I'll get another one. So yeah, you just pull it like that. There you go, got a few. Quite nice. It tastes better like more towards fresh water, but really this doesn't taste very salty at all. So I've been told it tastes better, but it's fine. Honestly, it doesn't taste salty at all. But yeah, so here's another one. It's got distinctive, very straight leaves. And here is the spiny head. You can actually remove these spikes, get these seeds, and you can crush it down into flour to make bread and damper and things like that. I don't really think it's worth the trouble, but something else to do. So this is warrigal greens. also called New Zealand spinach. It's pretty distinct looking. So warrigal greens are actually one of the few Bushtucker plants that the Aboriginals didn't know about. Well, at least I think. I'll have to double check that. But what I do know is when James Cook came here, he was him and his men were in serious need of vitamins, and they were all getting scurvy. And this is one of the plants they ate to, you know, get rid of scurvy. It tastes a lot better cooked, but yeah, it's very similar to spinach or silver beet. Again, high oxalate, just like regular spinach, so you don't eat too much, or you want to absorb nutrients properly. But yeah, nice tasting plant, and you can see there's so much food around. There's warrigal greens right here, right next to pigface. You've got a bit of a salad happening here. So over here, here's some more warrigal greens growing just amongst these rocks. Yeah, very, very distinctive. It's like salty spinach. It's probably the flavour's a bit more similar to silver beet. But yeah, similar to spinach, just a little bit more of a bite to it. So this is another succulent, like pigface. It's called sea blight. And other than pigface, it's probably my favourite coastal edible. It's a little bit like rocket, a little bit saltier and more juicy, but kind of similar to rocket. We get this, and if you gut a fish, you can stuff it with sea blight in its gut cavity and cook it with that in it, and it adds a lot more flavour and salt to the meal. See this plant? This is a tomato just growing here for some reason. Yeah, I just thought that was funny.